So the fourth graders last year wrote letters to you, and we were remote because that's when COVID happened. And they sent it to me on Google Docs. They shared it with me, and then I printed them, and then I gave them to you all. And how many people remember getting those? Yay! Elena says she still has hers, which made me so. Okay, who wrote yours? Do you know?
I can't remember the name.
But whoever wrote it to Elena said her favorite subject was math. So that just is something to think about. But I think that makes me happy that it meant something and that she still has it. So guess what? Today you get to write to our incoming, and I don't know why this is so weird. I can't present. I can't write. Let's see if it'll let me present. Oh, it did. Um, we are going to write to the incoming third graders, which you know some of them because we have Henry, Isabella's brother, and we have Katie, who's here for math, and Reese. So that group of kiddos are our new students. Mrs. Harrison and I will be their teachers next year. So what we wanted to do is have you kind of give them something to look forward to and help them not be so nervous. And Mrs. Harrison, you didn't hear, but Elena still has her letter from last year. I didn't think we did it because they were remote, but we did. And we printed them out because they shared them with us. Yes, Marin. Okay, we're not gonna do that yet. So we don't put names. We don't even know all the names. We just write dear second grader. Okay, I'm not gonna do questions because I haven't even told the lesson yet. So hold your question. If I don't answer it, I will get to that before I set you free. I'm excited, you're excited. So the success criteria is you'll be able to make a plan for your writing. We're gonna do that together. That's why I had you bring your spirals and pencils. Then you're gonna write a letter following your plan. I know some of you are like, oh, I don't need a plan. It has been proven, research shows that your writing is better when you follow a plan. It's more organized and it has more details. So we will do a plan. And then you want to be able to follow the parts of a friendly letter. Now, Mrs. Harrison and I noticed that that was a bit of a struggle for us when we had to do our invitational letters, but I was so happy that you guys have already done that. So you have some schema or background knowledge on the parts of a friendly letter. But we found it was tough, and it's not your fault. We haven't done a lot of letter writing. It's something that's kind of old fashioned, but we have been the past few weeks. So hopefully we'll do a review on the parts of a friendly letter, and hopefully that will help you get all the parts in the right spot, because you're going to be kind of a teacher when you give a letter to an incoming third grader. You're younger, you're the model. So we want these letters to be good. We can add an illustration if we have time. It's not necessary, but if you have time. And we definitely want to write in our best handwriting, Cooper and Nixon, hands and feet down and still. So we're going to follow that. We are not going to write in cursive. Why would we not write in cursive, Madison? Why would we not write in cursive? They have not learned cursive. Now, if you are remote, I will have you do it on a Google document so you can share it and we'll print it. All right. So before we start that, I want to do a little building of schema to help us with the different parts of a friendly letter.
Do you know the parts of a friendly letter?
God bless you.
I'm going to teach you how to write a friendly letter. You know what? I love friendly letters. So let's start. First, to who should we write a friendly letter? We write a friendly letter to the people we know well. We might write a friendly letter to our parents, to our grandparents, or to our friends. What should be included in a friendly letter? There are 5 main elements that I should include when writing my letter. First thing is the date, and then the greeting, the body, the closing, and the last thing is the signature. Here is an example. March 15, 2020. Dear Miss Ellen, my third graders this year are very hard workers. I hope you have the time to stop by our room soon. Then you can see for yourself all the effort they put into meeting their learning goals. Yours, Chad. So the first thing that I wrote here is the date. And this is the first part of the friendly letter. It should be written in the upper right hand corner of your paper. You should start with the month, and then the date, comma, and then the year. Next, you should write your greeting. This is the second part of your letter. Your greeting should start with a capital letter and ends with a comma after the name. The third part is the body. What do you want to say to the person you're writing to? We put what we want to say in the body of the letter. The body of the letter is in a paragraph form. The first line of each paragraph is indented. So you need to leave a space on the first line. And finally, we have the closing and the signature, and they are the last two parts of the letter. Your closing might be your friend, sincere, yours, or love. Closing lines up directly on the date. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a comma. The signature is simply you write your name under the closing. Let's wrap up. So the first thing I should write in the letter
Oops,
is
sorry.
the date.
I was trying to let him in.
Don't forget to write a comma after the name, and then the body. Don't forget to leave a space at the. And then the last thing is the closing and the signature. Your name. Now you're ready to write your friendly letter. So when you write the letter is the date.
All right,
and then
so
the greeting.
we will be writing to incoming third graders. But here, this is, how many of you know the monsters? You remember this? This is from my day. We used to watch this when we were kids. Written signature, letter are easy to remember. Heading, greeting, body, closing signature. We gotta wait for the hands. There they go. That's pretty fun. So okay, we'll do it again real quick. I wanted to mention when Mrs. Harrison was doing the EL lesson, she had you put the address up in the upper right left-hand corner, and that is another part of a friendly letter. Today and you don't see it in all letters because it's on your envelope when you mail something, and it just depends how formal your letter is. So for today's purposes, because we, Paxton and surname, and actually put them on the back table like we did yesterday, thanks. We're going to not have the address because it's not necessary. We're gonna be giving these to the kiddos next year on their desks. So they won't need the address. But I did wanna mention, you might hear that there's another part of a friendly letter, and that could be it. All right, let's try singing it this time. I was a little nervous. Let's try. Okay. Parts of a letter, parts of a letter, parts of a letter, parts of a letter. The 5 parts of the letter are easy to remember. Heading, greeting, body, closing signature. Parts of the letter are easy to remember. Heading, greeting, body, closing signature. Parts of a letter, parts of a letter, parts of a letter, parts of a letter, parts of a letter. Yeah, it's fun. Okay. Well, we'll see another, hold on. Okay. So before we plan our letter, I have one more thing that looked really fun. So let me turn this off for just a minute. And downloads, hold up. Okay. So let's see if you remember the parts. Keep your fingers crossed this works. Every time I try to open Smart Notebook, something goes wrong. So
Eyes are crossed.
fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed, nose crossed.
cross
All right.
one because if it's two, then it's bad. Oh yeah.
All right. So letter writing. It seems simple, and I think for Mrs. Harrison and I, we probably think, well, how can kids, Max, how can kids not remember to do the closing? So Charlie, I need whole body, but put everything down. How can they not remember to sign their name? Why is their name at the top? That happened today. So even though we've taught it to you, it doesn't sink in. And I think for us, we've been doing it for a long time, and we spent more time doing it back when we were in school. So we're gonna go over it again. So this is kind of fun to think about. When you think of your body, what's at the top? Your what? Your head. So the heading or like the date will go first, or if you're gonna include an address or something. And then the greeting, you greet people with your what? Your mouth. So the greeting would be dear second grader. The body's here, right? This is your body. That's like your stomach area. That's the body of the letter. And then you'll think of the closing as your legs. We're going to move that up. The closing is like your legs, and your shoes are the signature. So it's in order. Heading, let's try it. Ready? Touch your body. Heading, greeting, body, closing, signature. And your signature is just your name, but you don't want to forget it. Put that down and do it with me. Ready, Max? Heading, greeting, body, closing, signature. So when you do this today, because you are the model, you got to make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many parts? 5. So if you hand it to Mrs. Harrison or to Mrs. Ubben and we say, what? You're missing 2 of the 5. You're going to have to go back and think. Heading, greeting, body, closing, signature. Okay. So the heading is going to be for us today, the date, no address. So what's the date for today? May 20th, 2021.
Or 5/20/21.
Well, we want to be a good model. Let's show them how to write it. The greeting, it means hello. That's why we said with your mouth. So dear, and it's spelled D-E-A-R, like it has ear in it, right? You want it to have the word ear in it because you're deer, not the deer that we see in the meadow. So we'll fill in the blank. Notice that there's a comma after the person's name. That's also something common that people forget or leave off. Okay, the body contains the message of the letter. I'm so happy you came to my birthday party yesterday. I hope you had fun. My favorite part was when we ate the cake. What was your favorite part? Ours is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be my favorite part of 3rd grade was blah, 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 blah. I'm so happy you're going to be a 3rd grader. You're going to love cursive. And then after the body, don't forget. Now, because this is a person you might know, but you might not. You might not say your friend. I'm thinking of a couple in my head, maybe from, or you could say sincerely, from. I can't think of many others. I think those 2 would work. That means goodbye. This is the end of the letter. And then, of course, the signature is the author of the letter, your name. So here's an example, and we have to drag these. So who can tell me where? So I'm going to pull the different parts up. I'm going to have to exit out so I can see them. I wonder why my screen's so large. Okay, so we have all of these different parts. I'm going to pull them up high so you can tell me where to put them. I wish you guys could do it. Hopefully next year. So Max wrote this letter. One of them, I'm not sure. Okay, so where would I put the heading? Let's pull out of my handy dandy can. How about bird? What would be the heading of this friendly letter? Maybe I should read the whole thing to you guys first so you know what it says. January 25th, 2016. Dear Brian, how are you? Last week I went out to dinner with my family. We ate pizza and it was really good. What is your favorite food? Do you like pizza? I can't wait to hear from you soon. Sincerely, Max. All right, Bird, which part is the heading? Remember, it's the top part of the letter. The date, good girl. So January 25th is the, it doesn't want to go, so I'm gonna put it right there, is the heading. Okay, who can just give me one? Let's see. How about Surnay?
The body is like around in the middle of the.
Give her a thumbs up if you agree, friends at home. All right, Leo, you pick one to do. You've done the heading and the body.
I want to do closing.
Okie dokie, go for it.
Closing is the last sentence.
What does it say? Oh, this is interesting.
What is your favorite food? Do you like pizza? I can't wait to hear from you soon.
So I think you're getting confused with conclusion. Like when we conclude, I agree with you that that's the concluding part. And that's almost similar to closing, but this closing means goodbye. And that, what you just read, is still part of the body. That's still part of the body. Do you want to give it another go?
Sincerely.
Ding, 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 ding. You are right. Sincerely is the closing. It's the goodbye. All right. Haley Calendar, what do you got? I need the greeting and signature still.
Greeting. Greeting goes, dear Brian.
You guys agree? Thumbs up if you agree. Nice. And Cooper, last but not least. Max is it's called the signature. That's just your name. It's a fancy word for signature. All right, so I think we've got it. Let's go back. We're gonna close this out so it doesn't mess up the rest of my stuff, because sometimes it does. Oh, there it goes. Ah, it's always risky doing. All right, so what should we tell the second graders about our third grade experience? So we're gonna get out our spirals. If you are at home, any spiral will do. You may also use a blank piece of paper. So when we think of a plan, I'm gonna do the good old-fashioned web. Let's do that together. Put a circle in the middle. Letter to second grader. And I'll make it so you can see it better. Here, let me move my remote friends over. So in the middle, you just can draw a circle. We're gonna write letter to second grader. And then we're gonna brainstorm some ideas of what we might include in the body of our letter. What are some things that might help make those second graders not so anxious or nervous about coming to a new grade? Maybe something they can look forward to. When you know about something, you're not as scared, right? When you understand it a little better. Think about what it was like when you entered third grade. Some questions you had, things you were curious about. Elena.
So like, you could write that you're gonna have really nice.
Oh, for sure. You need to tell them how great your teachers are. You could mention the teachers. So you could talk about the teachers. And if you do want to mention the teachers, I'm going to spell it for you so that you don't change my name to Auden or Miss Harold or something. Okay, so Mrs. Harrison, and make sure we're married, MRS, that shows you that we're married. Mrs. Okay, what else might they need to know about third grade? Astria. Ooh, so maybe some of the things you're gonna learn. Hey, writer, you're writing this. So guys, you're writing this right now, so there's no time to throw pencils or goof around. You're doing this with me. So maybe things you will learn. So let's make that a category. Things you will learn. All right, so she said cursive. So then we don't have to add to that category. If you have another idea, we can do another category and then we can add here and there. Lila Maris. Oh, I love that idea. So if you didn't hear Lila, she said field trips. And I know we didn't actually go anywhere, but we had a lot of guest speakers. So we could say field trips. Maybe we write guest speakers. Next year, hopefully we'll be back to normal. Yes. Madison. Okay, so we could call those like traditions or what are, I'm thinking of a word, what do we call it? Things you do, routines maybe? Let's call it routines, because even though that's more exciting than a routine, like brushing your teeth, it is something we do throughout the year. So birthday crowns or whatever you want to say, birthday celebrations. I love that you guys think we celebrate your birthdays and we do it without food and you still like it. That makes me happy. Because years ago, that wasn't the case. And you get a crown, that's fun. Okay, so now here we have some categories: teachers, things you will learn, routines, field trips, guest speakers. Is there any other categories or can we just start adding to those? What do you think, Sunny? All right, let me know if it comes back to you. Yeah. So it could go with things you will learn, or you could talk subjects. If you want to, you get to make this your own. I just thought we could do the brainstorming together so you have something to go with. So things you will learn, you wanted to maybe put things you enjoyed? Yeah. Would that work? So she liked the social studies stuff. So maybe you're gonna have a category for things I enjoyed. And you would say, because you're telling them I loved blah, 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 blah. Things I enjoyed. And maybe they're gonna be things you learned. So there might be some overlap. So she said social studies. You might want to be more specific because they're probably thinking, what is social studies? They're a year younger. So what were you thinking about? Native Americans or what was? Oh, maps. Okay, so yeah, oh, I forgot about that. That was fun. This is a great time to reflect on your third grade year, isn't it? Remember those maps? It is funny to think we even did butterflies. Like that when I was looking at pictures for the yearbook, it's like, yeah, that seems so long ago. Okay, Ellie. Yes, because that's a new skill, right? That's what we started with. Can you guys believe that? We started that like day 2. It was pretty quick. Sunny, I'm coming back to you. Ooh, so some of you might want to do a whole math section if you want. You can tell them that they're going to dream about the song. Mrs. Robbins going to give you the math curse. The math curse. Oh, yes, I did. See, all these things. All right, what about other topics or things you want to add? Yes, Abby. Okay, that's okay. Lila, you're on it today. Ooh, camp. Yeah, we haven't done it yet, but you could mention camp. And you could say, talk about you get to bring your sleeping bags, that, right? And that we're gonna make t-shirts. All right, let's get some other information under our categories too. Fun run. But now see, the fun run is something we all do, right? And they already did that. So Sawyer, and I'm thinking like PE, music, fun run, those things are school-wide. So let's stay away from school-wide and really focus on 3rd grade. So Renee, if you guys have any cool ideas, we'd love to hear them and add them to our web. Do you have any? Yes, so our whole water unit. Do we want to make an EL category or do we want to put it, you want to put it under things you learn? Because we don't have a math category either. Okay, we'll just put water pollution or water issues. Could we say that? Because there's a lot of them. Do you guys remember what else we did in EL? Frogs. What else do we do? Let's see if anyone at home can remember when there was another module. Gavin, do you remember in EL the other module we started with at the beginning of the year? Do you remember? No? Let me see if anyone else at home remembers. And then if they don't, is that everybody right there? Oh, that's a small group. Ashley, what was it?
Learning challenges around the world.
Oh my gosh, Mrs. Harrison would be so proud. Did you hear that? Learning challenges around the world.
I remember a specific thing about that.
What?
I know a specific.
What is it?
That in Afghanistan, that women had to go out with the men or else soldiers and then
Yeah, so Abby wanted to mention something specific, which you wouldn't have to go into in your letter, but she was just reminded that we learned about the lives of women in Afghanistan and how difficult it was. Girls not being able to go to school and so forth. Gabe. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, can you hear it? This is for you. It's not getting graded. You can make this up to, you. It doesn't have to be. No, if you just jot down some of the ideas, Marin. Oh, so do you think that's specific to 3rd grade? Okay. Oh, well, so they were saying in music, you learn new notes. So new notes in music. Let's see if this helps. It's a little darker. All right, Sunny. Host a hat day? Yeah. So I wonder, yeah, we've done some fundraisers. So we could make a little category fundraisers because there's more than one specific to 3rd grade. We did hat day and then we're going to do water day. We'll call it Monday, right? You guys, by the way, in-person people, don't forget, I didn't see you, Mrs. Ware, to bring your water jug for Monday for our fundraiser. All right, a couple more, and then I'm gonna move on to the framework and we'll get going. This is so fun reminiscing. Ms. Bird. Powtoons is a big thing, right? Powtoons. I don't even know. I guess I can put that under things we learned. We could have a whole category for technology. Yes, Noah. Frogs. We got frogs. Yes, frogs was big. And last one, Logan. Okay, last one, then Lila Maris.
Meeting the host of the talent show. You guys are the host of the talent show.
Okay, so that might go up under teachers, right? Host talent show. Okay, by the way, you still have time to do that talent show. Love to have you do it this weekend. Gabe has done it. He's my shining third grade star. He's the only third grader so far. It's on Google Classroom. My remote learners, Haley and Leah, all of you guys could do a talent, and it's on Google Classroom, Lennox. And it's at the top. Click on the link. It's a Flipgrid and you can make that video. Okay, so here we are. Now that we've done the plan together, that was one of our success criteria. The next thing is you get to write the letter. You're gonna get a blank sheet of notebook paper from Mrs. Harrison and I, and you're gonna use this and your schema or background knowledge on the 5 parts of a friendly letter that we just talked about with our song and our Smartboard review. And you're gonna put the what first? Think of the body again. Heading. What's this?
Greeting, body, clothing, signature.
You got it. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little framework up here. And writer, we're gonna actually write the month. It's not that long, right? May 20th, 2021. You are going to write the deer, which means you're dear to my heart, not the deer with antlers. No, you don't have the paper yet. Just gonna show you deer. And we're gonna write second grader because we don't know which second grader is gonna get this. We're gonna put the comma. And then you might want to introduce yourself. You could say, hello, my name is. So, hi, my name is blank. You are going to love. You guys can say whatever you want. Love third grade. And then you'll go into telling what you enjoyed about third grade. Boys and girls, real quick, I'm almost done. You're gonna tell about the things they might learn, the guest speakers, the things that stood out to you. Okay, blah, 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 blah. No, that was a brain dump. That was a brain dump. It doesn't have to be on that plan. It could come to you while you're writing. Oh, I want to tell them about junior achievement. Oh, what about the TP with Ranger Pam or the life cycle? Whatever you guys want to do. Then remember with so we have the date. We did that, or the heading. We have our greeting. This is your body. What's next, Cole? The closing. And don't write those words. Okay, don't write these. These are just reminding you. Don't write date. Don't write. That's just to help you. The closing. Since we don't necessarily know this person we're writing to, what's a good closing? Sincerely. I'm going to write sincerely because I think you can spell from a little better. Don't forget the comma after sincerely. It should line up with the date a little bit. It's not perfect, but pretty close. And then last but not least, that was your closing. We want our what, Haley Booker? After the closing is your signature, which is going to be your name. They might. I taught second grade for years and I talked about that. So I think they will. Okay. If you have time, you can add a picture. Now, if you are remote, I just want to make sure you remember how to start a Google Doc. I'll get you started on that. And the rest of you may go back to your homeroom and get started. My kiddos, the paper is there. You may get started. And remote kiddos, I'm going to show you how to start. Sorry? I remember who I got my list. Who is it? Trip, really? Tell me. That's great. All right, so you guys are going to, let me show you, go to your Google Docs. All right. Click on your docs. I would love for you, when you create your document, click on blank. If you will title it Letter to Second Grader for me, then I'll know. Letter to second grader. And then you'll do your typing here. Please share with me right away because I'm gonna print these. So don't share with Mrs. Harrison. I'll show you which one to do. You're gonna share with Nancy Aubin, Nancy Aubin, and do the second one where it says my full name. Don't do the Naubin. For some reason, I don't get those as well. But if you do the Nancy.Aubin@Jeffco Schools, that works better. And you're just gonna click that, send it to me, and then I can print it out and make sure these second graders get your letter as well as the in-person kiddos. Any questions from you kiddos? I'm gonna stop sharing. Everybody think they know what to do? Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys on. You guys can start, you can open up a tab. If you want to see the framework, I can put that up. Does anyone need to see that, or do you think you know what to do? You're okay, Leo's good. Gavin, you okay? Haley, you got it? Okay, I'm here. If you need me, just unmute and we'll hear you, okay? Good job, guys.